Well, first of all, thank you very much for doing the interview with me and Songbird New England. We really appreciate it. We've been
My
a fan of
pleasure.
yours for a long time.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate that.
no problem. Can you tell me about your childhood and family life?
Well, I was born in North Carolina in a fairly rural part of the country in 1936. My formative years were during the Second World War. I remember it well. I remember when Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, and I grew up in a close knit family. I'm an only child, and I grew up come from a family of people who were basically farmers and timber people, and that sort of a blue collar family. And I started playing music when I was around, gosh, late stages of 14, early 15, somewhere along in there. And just, it's like it became my life before I really actually knew what was going on hardly, and just, it kind of consumed me once I learned three chords and I could play a whole song. That's all I wanted to do was play music.
That's great. I was told that you were self-taught.
Yes, yeah, I am.
Excellent. Who are your musical influences?
I had so many because when I came along, radio was not formatted to play one kind of music. They played everything. They were kind of mandated by the FCC to do something for everybody because they were serving the community, and there were not that many radio stations around. So I was exposed to everything. I was exposed to every kind of music. It would play country music and gospel music and all kinds of things. And by the time the kids would get out of school, the radio stations would play whatever the popular music of the day was. I remember when it was big bands and kind of morphed into rock music and that sort of thing. So I was exposed to so many different things. I had a lot of heroes. Elvis, big hero of mine. And I mean, just so many people, so many heroes.
Excellent. In 1964, Elvis covered one of your songs, "It Hurts Me." Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I wrote it with a guy by the name of Bob Johnston, and I wrote it in Nashville, and I guess the year before, and just we made a demo on it. He sent it to New York, and Elvis held it for about a year, which we didn't know if he's ever recorded or not, but it was like Alice in Wonderland when he did. It seemed almost impossible that the biggest artist in the world would record a song that I helped write. So it was a very special time for me.
Great. What's your relationship with Bob Dylan?
Well, just I used to do studio work with him. I did recorded 3 albums as a studio musician with Bob back in the late 60s and early 70s, Nashville Skyline and Self-Portrait New Morning. It was a big shot in my arm and career-wise. To be a part of a Bob Dylan record was, to be known as being a part of a Bob Dylan record was a really big deal. And I'll always be beholden to Bob Dylan. He did me a big favor by using me on those records.
Was that mostly guitar or fiddle, or how did you work with him?
Guitar and bass. I played bass on some things, but guitar. I started out with guitar. I played bass on. Let's see, what was it? I guess Self-Portrait New Morning. I think I played some bass on.
Cool. How did the Charlie Daniels Band form?
Well, I started out playing when I first started. My first actual work was playing beer joints and clubs, and I went to Nashville in 1967 with the intentions of becoming a record producer, songwriter, studio musician type of a person, and not going into live performing as much. But I come to find out that's not where my heart is. My heart is on stage, playing music for people. So I got offered a recording contract by Capitol Records back in 1971, and made a record, put a band together, and started touring again. And it's I've been doing it ever since.
Great. What is your songwriting process?
My songwriting process?
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have any just type songwriting processes other than I like to write when I feel creative. If I have an idea, a lot of my songs start with a guitar riff, and I'll sit around. I keep guitars around me. I got one 3 feet from me now, and I'll have, when I'm home, I have one close, and I'll pick it up, fool around with it, come up with a riff, and if it's something I feel is viable or something I could use, I take that little recording thing on my iPhone and put it down and save it until I feel like working on it again, and then I'll get it back out and work on it again, and just keep on. And first thing you know, some of the things turn into songs, some don't. But I guess that would be as close to my process as anything would be, just trying to write when I feel creative.
Okay. What is your best song that you've written, and what's your worst?
The worst is probably a song I wrote that was a very trite rip-off of several other songs. The first song I ever wrote when I was a teenager. It's called "Does Your Conscience Bother You?" The best song, I don't really know. It would probably be what I would consider to be my best song. Could possibly be some obscure album cut that we did. That to me was that was not commercial particularly, or never got airplay or was known, but that I thought was a good song.
Okay. What's the story behind "The Devil Went Down to Georgia"?
Oddly enough, it would seem that would be a song that we would have a very poignant story about. But really, what it is, necessity was what it was. We had written and rehearsed enough material for an album that we would call "Me and My Reflections," and we actually got in the studio in Nashville and started recording, and came to the glaring conclusion we didn't have a fiddle song. Why we didn't make this realization before we went to the studio, I don't know, but we did. And we took the instruments moved them out of the recording studio into a rehearsal studio, and I had this line, just this one line, "Devil Went Down to Georgia," and I started, goofing around with the band, and just kept on and on and on, and let it kind of, follow along and work out, and kept at it until we actually came up with a song called "Devil Went Down to Georgia." That's the long and short of it. It's not a very interesting story, but it's a true one.
But you play that at every show, right?
Every show, yeah. Oh, yeah. People would feel cheated if we didn't play that. And I could see where they would feel cheated. I would feel cheated, too, if I went to see, somebody playing it and play the song I went to hear them play.
Okay. What are Charlie Daniels' politics? What do you believe?
My what?
Your politics.
I believe in the Constitution. I believe in freedom of speech. I do not believe in socialism. I don't believe in big government. I believe in small government. I think government needs to stay out of people's businesses. I believe in the right to bear arms, and to keep and bear arms is written in the Constitution. I don't know. And from then on, it becomes kind of a subject by subject sort of thing.
Okay. Can you describe your appreciation for the U.S. military?
I can't articulate it because it goes too far back with me. I was born in 1936. I was 5 years old when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. My hometown is a seaport town down in Wilmington, North Carolina, where ships loaded with war cargo went and sailed out across the Atlantic Ocean to service our troops in Europe. And several of them were sunk just off our coast by German submarines. So now, I never saw it, but I've heard it said you could see the fires of battle from the beaches. Sometimes it would be that close in. So we took the war very seriously. We didn't have television. We didn't have satellite technology. We never knew but what the Germans might try to bring the war on shore. And so we were very vigilant, but we knew that there was somebody out there, that somebody stood between us and our people that wanted to kill us and to kill our families, and it was the United States military. And I grew up with being beholden to the military, knowing what they've done, what they stand for, what they are, and still feel that way very strongly. I feel we owe our military people an unpayable debt of gratitude. You take people who will actually go and stand in the breach for you and carry a gun and keep the bad people away. That's special people. So I'm a huge supporter of the military.
Excellent. We really appreciate that. Could you tell me about the barn fire happened at your house back in 2011?
Well, I was actually in Colorado when it happened. It just as near as we can figure, some animal got in and chewed an electric wire and caused it to catch on fire, and it burned. The worst thing it did, it burned 9 of my good horses up. But we rebuilt it. There's another barn standing on the premises now. So God is good. He gave it back to us.
Yes, He is. Can you tell me about your faith and your relationship with God?
Well, what would you like to know?
Just anything you want to tell me.
I believe that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. Not a way, a truth, and a life, but the way, the truth, and the life. The only path to God. And the reason I believe that's because it's in my Bible, and I believe every word in the Bible. I believe that Jesus was born of a virgin. I believe that He walked this earth. I believe that He was crucified on the cross. I believe that He was laid in the tomb, and I believe that on the third day He rose. I believe that He ascended to heaven, that He sits at the right hand of the Father, interceding for His followers, and I believe that He's coming back again to take His followers. I believe the Bible. I believe it literally. I don't believe it's. To me, it's not symbolism or that sort of thing. It's real. The Bible says the whale swallowed Jonah. I believe the whale actually swallowed Jonah. I believe the Bible very literally.
Thank you so much. You published a new book called "Never Look at the Empty Seats." Can you tell me about it? I'm only on chapter 4.
It's my biography. I tell people it's the first 80 years of my life. I wrote my earliest remembrances when I was a kid growing up in North Carolina, up to covering my career, my life, my marriage, my faith. Most of the things that I would think anybody would be interested in knowing about me, I've tried to cover in the book.
Great. Since 1974, you have been hosting the Volunteer Jam. In 2018, it's Volunteer Jam 20. Can you tell me about that?
Well, Volunteer Jam is a show that we started as a live recording session. We were doing an album called Power in the Mountains, and we wanted to do two tracks live, and so we scheduled a show in Nashville to record those 2 tracks in front of an audience. Then I casually invited some friends of mine to come and jam with us that night, and 3 of the Marshall Tucker Band and Dickie Best from Allman Brothers Band showed up, and we had it just took on a life of its own, basically, that it was the kind of thing that we knew we needed to do it again. And so we did it in years and years. We did it in a row, all in a row, up into probably up in the teens, I think it was probably that we did. And we don't do it every year now. We just do it from time to time, but it's basically what it is. Just like I said, it started out as a live recording session.
Great. Can you tell me about the Charlie Daniels Patriot Award and the Journey Home Project?
Journey Home Project is an organization that we formed we come to find out that the veterans that come back from service, most of them combat service, there's a lot of need to help them transition back into civilian life. And a lot of that is not covered by government. I know a lot of people think the VA covers everything, the government covers everything. They don't. And there's a lot of need there, very basic need a lot of times that people need to get back into civilian life again. And we try to meet some of those needs. We've helped people get education, medical care. We bought furniture for people. We've helped them get transportation. We've done all kinds of things to help them get back into living a normal civilian life where they can go back to work and be with their family and go home. And that's our basic mission. Of course, we get involved in other things too. We're very interested in this veteran suicide right now. It's a pandemic problem, and there needs to be something done about it. So a lot of people are working on that, and we support those people.
Last October, you released a new studio album called Bo Weevil's Songs in the Key of E. Can you tell me about the band's lineup and the studio album?
Yeah, I can. It's James Stroud on drums, Charlie Hayward, my bass player, on bass, and Billy Crane, who is the brother of a longtime guitar player of mine named Tommy Crane, who passed away several years ago. He plays slide guitar on it. It was a fun thing. It was a fun project. I went into it in that frame of mind. This is going to be a fun project. I wanted to do an album with James, because James is one of my very favorite drummers. He's just a real soulful drummer. And this is the first opportunity we got to do it, that we had the material. So it's a fun record. It's a really fun record.
Excellent. Mexico Again is an autobiographical song about a misadventure in Juarez. Can you tell me about how you ended up in a Mexican prison?
Well, in a prison, this jail, actually. I just, by walking down the street at the wrong place, they just want your money, really. That's what it comes down to. They just want to take your money. And they picked this. And back in those days, and that was, many, many years ago, if somebody didn't show up one day, there was some guy or another, you go look in the Juarez jail for them. And because they pick people up off the street and they take them to jail, and you have to pay to get them out. And that's all they cared about, was the money, the dinero. So it's a helpless feeling being in jail in a foreign country, and one I never want to have again.
Okay. Is there a recipe for success?
I don't think I wouldn't encapsulate it into a recipe, but there's some things that I think you have to do. I think you have to do something you want to do, something you enjoy doing, something you can apply yourself to, and put in the extra time and the extra effort that being successful requires. I think you need to really dedicate yourself to your profession. You're going to do it, and give it actually every day the best you've got, and take advantage of every opportunity. And opportunity don't knock very loud. It's just kind of a soft knock on the door, and if you don't listen, it moves on, goes somewhere else. But I think just like the Bob Dylan thing was a big opportunity for me. And it's that sort of thing. I think you got to take advantage of opportunity. I think you got to be sincere about it. You got to remember that you got to treat the golden rule applies about treating other people like you want to be treated, because you're going to see the same people. It's a small business, and you may either be nice to somebody or mistreat somebody, and that may just be not a street person, but just some guy at the time, and the next thing you know, he's a head of a big record company or something. So you never know. You be really nice to everybody, and people tend to remember you for that, one way or the other, nice or not nice. And give it the best you got, and just put your faith in God, and lay it on the line, and go.
Great. How long do you plan on touring for?
As long as it's the good Lord's will and people want to hear me and I have the help to do it.
I think we always want to hear you, Charlie.
Well, we'll be around hopefully for a while.
Can you tell me a secret?
What?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I drink Irish breakfast tea for breakfast in the morning instead of coffee.
Okay.
It's not a big secret, but something a lot of people don't know.
Okay. Is there anything that you'd like to add?
No, I think you pretty well covered it, son.
Well, I look forward to seeing you perform at the Dunk on April 26th.
All right, buddy.
Thank you for talking with me.
Oh, my pleasure.
We really appreciate that.
Okay, buddy.
This interview went extremely smooth. Do you mind if I use the audio recording, or would you rather have it transcribed?
No, that's fine. You go right ahead and use what you want to.
Okay, thank you so much. And
Yes.
I was thinking about naming it Straight from the Horse's Mouth. Is that okay with you?
Whatever you want to call it, it's fine with me.
Well, Charlie, thank you so much. I really
Thank you, my
appreciate
friend.
you taking the time to have the interview with me today.
Okay, Sean. God bless. Take care.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.